Hello everybody, welcome back to Playing God, the Art of Gaming. This is Tori, and this week we're drawing Ellie from The Last of Us. I figured it would be a good idea to draw her since I know we recently finished up a playthrough of that game. So without any further ado, let's get drawing. Yeah! Alright, so the first thing, as usual, is the sketch. This week I decided to go with a little bit more stylized than I have in some of the past art that I've done for you guys. I decided to go with something a little bit chibi because Ellie is a kid, so I figured it would look kind of cool if it was a little bit more chibi than what I usually do. My initial sketch had some anatomy problems that in the line art I ended up having to fix by moving around the pieces that I had drawn to get it to be exactly as it should have been. For instance, her neck was too long and a couple other pretty minor things, like I had to move her legs so that it matched after I changed the position of her neck and her head and her ears and everything. And yeah, that's really about it as far as sketch goes. There's really not a whole lot left to say. Next is lines, which I really don't have much to say about. You just grab your ink pen tool on a high stabilizer. I actually did not do S7 stabilizer this time. I was on S6 the whole time. I've been pretty gradually lowering my stabilizer so that I get a feel for working with lines without really high stabilizer, and that's something you can do to improve your line quality and be able to transfer it to programs other than Sai. I know that a lot of people have questions about how you get such smooth line art and things like that, and Sai is really helpful, but a lot of people can do it in Photoshop. So yeah, I mean, there's really not much to say about line art. You just trace over your sketch. I ended up moving some stuff around in my sketch to fix the anatomy, and you know, that's about it. That's all there is to it. After line art is usually flat colors. I really have -0 to say about flat colors. It's the same as it has been. You just drop your flat colors into the section of the image with the magic wand tool and the paint bucket on a separate layer. You don't want to put things on the same layer because it can fuck up when you're shading. That's really all there is to say about it. Yeah! Well, moving on. After flats, I decided to take a reddish color and add some hard shading. This is something I've been doing pretty recently, as I've decided I kind of like a graphic punch to the image. It's not something I used to do. I used to do everything as super soft, super shaded, but I really like the graphic punch that the hard shading can give things, so I've been doing that kind of a lot lately. And what you do is you just select the background, invert it, and then take on a very high stabilizer, once again, your ink pen tool on a higher brush, so a bigger brush than you had before, and you just shade according to a light source or where you think the shadows will fall in the image. And then when you're finished, you just take it and you turn it onto a multiply layer. And that's really all there is to say about it, but I think it adds a really cool effect to the image when it's done. The last step for this drawing was all the initial shading that I did. And for the initial shading in this particular image, Ellie is kind of like dirty and grungy, so I used like a textured brush for like her shirt and stuff like that. I also drew the graphic on her shirt after I did the shirt. This was because I wanted the graphic to be there, but it would have looked weird if I had outlined it or anything of that nature. So I just kind of took a watercolor brush, like a small watercolor brush, and drew in the palm trees and stuff so that it looked like faded and like it was actually part of and on the shirt. That's kind of a cool sort of thing that you can do if you have a character that has a graphic on the shirt that you want to include. Don't outline it, it'll look funny. Other things is like I just took and I shaded it with a textured brush all around with various different colors that are related to the color of the actual item. And for her face, I added some cute little highlights on her nose and some freckles too. And I shaded where like the shadows would be on her nose and stuff like that. And there's really not a whole lot to say. I like to add the white on the nose and the lip and the highlights. I think it pops it out. Step is the background, and the background for this image is the same as I've done in lots of other images. It's just some spots, and I added my initials for my art blog, which is KM, and then I called it good. Yeah, I hope you guys have had a nice day, a good morning, night, evening, whatever, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Next week you'll have Steph drawing for you. I'm not sure what she's got planned, but yeah, you'll see. Bye, guys!